And I'm Jim.
And we're Midlife Travel Bug.
Thanks for tuning in to our channel. And in today's video, we're going to talk about what you need to know when you get to Hanoi, Vietnam.
So this is our second visit to Vietnam and to Hanoi. We spent a total of 4 days the last visit when we were here about 3 years ago, and this time another 4 days.
So Hanoi is the capital city of Vietnam with over 8 million people in the area. Now, we only have experience with the old quarter of Hanoi, and that's what we're going to be talking about this video. Now, we made a video previously of what to expect when you arrive at the airport, so please check that out. But there are some things you need to prep before you come. Vietnam requires a visa prior to entering, so that visa is valid for 30 days.
I think the cost was about 35 USD per person, if I'm correct. Yeah. Quite simple, did it online, applied, and like Jim said, about 2 days later we received it via email. We did print them out. Paper copy was easier to have in the airport because we not only had to show it through immigration, but we also had to show it when we were checking into our flights, going onto the plane, and several other locations. So that was much handier and also easier to access.
Now, the other things you should prep for before arriving to Vietnam is there's some apps that you should have on your phone. And specifically, there's 4 of them that we recommend that you download prior to coming into Hanoi or any part of Vietnam. First one being Grab. Grab is the main transportation app. It's similar to an Uber in North America or Europe, but Grab is the go-to app for getting any kind of ride share, any kind of food delivery even, and that will get you what we think is the best way from the airport to your hotel destination.
You do need cash for Grab, so cash on hand is super important, especially once you get to Vietnam.
The second app that we highly recommend that you get is Google Maps. Now, Google Maps is our savior for walking directions, driving directions,
hotel directions,
everything.
Where we are.
So Google Maps is a must. Google Translate would be the third app that we always have been using while here in Vietnam. And we use that for basically any of our conversations that we have with some of the locals. And the last one that we always recommend is WhatsApp. Now, WhatsApp is great for couples because we can two-way text. Everybody uses it, from the taxi drivers to the hotels to the restaurants in Vietnam and other countries that we've visited.
The other thing we also use WhatsApp for is to communicate with our family at home.
So when you first arrive at the airport, you're going to have to go through immigration, you're going to have to go through customs, and then you're going to have to figure out a way how to get into where you're going. Now, going to the old quarter, Grab was the best way for us because we could see the price. The other option is
to have to negotiate, which was really nice too.
If you're gonna use a taxi, I suggest a metered taxi. Okay. It's about a 40-minute drive from the airport into the old quarter of Hanoi. And the cost on our Grab was $20 Canadian.
You do need Vietnamese cash for just about everything that's there. Some of the higher end hotels and restaurants, you can use your credit card. However, for us personally, we couldn't get Vietnamese funds in Canada. So as soon as we got off the plane and exited, we went straight to a bank machine and obtained Vietnamese cash.
Cash is king in Hanoi anyway, and most of Vietnam that we've been to.
So when you arrive to the old quarter, there's hundreds and hundreds of different hotels you can choose from. We personally use Agoda. It seemed to have some of the best pricing. Also, Booking.com was a good one for us personally. We booked between that $20 to $25 to $30 range for our hotel stays, and we were able to find lots of different options. You can go much cheaper. If you're on more of a budget, you can also go much higher. However, because we're traveling for some time, we have to stay within a certain budget range. But in that $20 to $30 Canadian range, there was lots to choose from. Some had breakfast, some didn't.
Yeah, and for you guys for anyone that is coming to work while you're away, I'm working online while I'm away here in Southeast Asia.
The Wi-Fi is fantastic.
Yeah, the old quarter has narrow streets, and getting around is very easy walking, except you need to have your head on a swivel at all times.
I don't know if I would call it easy walking. You just have to be very aware walking. people coming from all directions, bikes parked on the sidewalks, and it's a busy place. You need to be aware of your surroundings.
But that being said, the Old Quarter also has beautiful lakes and streets that are wide boulevard as well. So there's a central hub of the Old Quarter, but as you get to the outskirts, you'll notice that it's a very European and French influence feel of the architecture, the wide boulevards, the trees. At first, it actually reminded me of Barcelona with the trees down the boulevards,
Yes.
the many parks that are around. The parks are beautiful, and you can escape the chaos by just literally stepping 200 meters into a park, and all of the sound is
Beautiful
gone,
lakes.
and everything is just
A
pristine.
little quieter, nice big parks. One of the things we really enjoyed was just walking around the lakes. And the other part that we really enjoyed about Hanoi in the evenings, they sometimes block off some of the streets, and it becomes a family place. They've got toys for the kids, face painting, all sorts of fun things to do. So that was a lot of fun to see all the families come out together.
Yeah, and if you're lucky enough to be there on the weekend, they have a very big weekend market
Great market.
right down in the Old Quarter as well. And that's, again, they'll have some music playing, some of the local bands, and the streets are blocked off, and the kids. It's just nice to see all the families out with the kids. It's very strong family orientated culture.
It is. And ladies, if you want to do some shopping, you will find everything and more, from copy purses to backpacks to North Face to runners to every single thing you would want. I would highly recommend saving your shopping for Hanoi.
Yeah,
I had a lot of fun.
Absolutely. We did a lot of our kids' Christmas
We did a lot of
shopping.
Christmas shopping, but it was a lot of fun.
So other than walking just around the Old Quarter and seeing all the chaos, there's also a lot of museums, cathedrals, and just generally like
old houses and temples that are just nestled right in the middle of all of the little boulevards that they have. There'll be a random
just a
1,000-year-old house that's just sitting in the midst of all of it. So pretty unique. And most of them were open, where you could just walk in for free and take a look around and see what was there. Some of them there was a charge, but mostly they were free.
Yeah, absolutely. So get out and explore. One of our favorite things to do is just to walk out of the hotel and just get lost for the day and put in your steps. You'll get a lot of steps in that area. But yeah, go get lost and see some of the beautiful museums and everything.
Absolutely. We also wanted to talk a little bit about some of our favorite eats. We had the opportunity to do a food tour, which if you look at our channel, you'll see our other food tour in Hanoi. Some of our personal favorites actually were Bun Cha. Excuse my pronunciation, I probably am butchering all of them. Vietnamese spring rolls.
Now, Vietnamese food is our favorite food in the world, I think. But yes, Vietnamese spring rolls, lots of noodle dishes. Don't be afraid to try anything. It is fantastic. A lot of the food, we've actually had to ask the server how to eat it, because they'll bring you. How do we put it together? Because they'll bring you a big plate of produce and herbs, and then you'll have some sauce, like some fish sauce
or sweetened fish sauce. A little bit of a process to put it together, but it's well worth it.
But if you want to see some unusual eats, check out our food tour video that we did. There's even a food on there that we never thought we would ever try in our lives, and we probably won't again, so check that out.
But that was also reasonably tame in the scale of what you could try.
You could try anything.
Like maybe next time when we're a little bit more brave, we'll challenge up. So we would highly recommend going to Hanoi if you come to Vietnam. Definitely a city that you don't want to miss. Lots of beautiful things to see, lots of wonderful places to eat, beautiful countryside, beautiful people. Shopping was fantastic. We can't say enough good things about Vietnam. It's a place to see. I wouldn't miss it if I were you.
Okay, if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button as we travel through our midlife adventures throughout Southeast Asia and who knows where next. Leave us a comment and tell us what you think, what we can improve on, any tips that you have while we're traveling through Southeast Asia.
Places we should see or can't miss.
Yeah, absolutely. Hit that like button. It really helps us out, and we hope to see you on our next video.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Fucked it up.
I did fuck it up.